Hi, I'm Patricia Grabarek.
And I'm Katina Sawyer, and welcome to the Worker Being Podcast. We're going to talk today about the power of disconnecting over the weekend, and we're going to talk about it because we just spent the weekend together for Patricia's Bachelorette party. So, it was so fun. So, do you want to give a little rundown just quick, Patricia, to tell people what we did?
Sure. Yeah, it was a really, really fun weekend. We went to Temecula, which is in Southern California, kind of inland between San Diego and LA. It's a wine country region. So there's lots of wine, which is really fun. It's a really pretty area. And we drove down there on Friday. Well, Katina flew into San Diego and met us a little bit later, but I drove down like midday Friday. And we rented a big house, so all the girls stayed together in the house. And Friday we pretty much just hung out and went to dinner and, had some drinks at home and chatting and catching up, and all the girls that didn't know each other meeting each other and connecting. It was really fun to see all my different worlds collide. And I think everyone got along really well, which is really fun too.
Yeah, your friends are so nice. I like them a lot. I was like, oh, this is going to be so fun in Hawaii that we all get to hang out again. I'm excited. Yeah, it was awesome. I feel like even though I missed the dinner part on Friday, I feel like I still just jumped right in. Within like a few minutes, we were all like dancing, and then we were like in the hot tub hanging out and stuff. It was super fun. The house was awesome. Your sister did such a good job coordinating.
As always.
But I think the best part of it was that there were so many like fun activities to do, and we were all just hanging out relaxing, that like I honestly did not look at my email one time, which was awesome. And that rarely ever happens. So I think that part of why we thought it would be good to talk about this is because we actually spent a whole weekend completely disconnected, and it was pretty glorious.
Yeah, it was really glorious. On Saturday, we were wine tasting, so we got to explore a bunch of different wineries, and I feel like everyone was very much in the moment. Like we posted on social media a little bit, but not like crazy. And
no.
I feel like everyone was pretty engaged with each other, so that was fun. I feel like people get so trapped in their phones, whether it's social media or work or whatever it might be, and I feel like everyone did a pretty good job of like being there.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good, because like I left and I felt very refreshed from the weekend, and I was like, like I wonder what, like I was trying to reflect on it, and I feel like that's really what it was, that I just felt like everybody was really connected and having a great time hanging out, like actually like looking each other in the face and like paying attention to what was going on. And I feel like that just doesn't happen that much. I was just talking to someone today, and she was talking about how she thinks her son has like a social media addiction, but that it's like really bad. Like she was saying that he gets like really antsy when he can't go on it, and he'll like freak out like that he's missing things, and he goes back and forth between feeling it's like good for him to get off of it, but then like he's off of it for a couple hours and he like starts to freak out. And she's like, it's honestly just like any other addiction. It's just like kind of crazy to watch it happen. And she's trying to combat it as a parent. But I think also as an adult, like even though no one's in charge of you technically, it's good to monitor yourself, because we all do get kind of sucked into our own worlds. And it was really fun to actually just spend a weekend where everybody put their phones down. Like I think now I'm starting to think it's a good idea, like when people put their phones in the middle, like, and people aren't allowed to look at them except for like at certain intervals or something. Like I actually think that's a good idea.
Yeah, definitely. It's something I never really thought about because I didn't feel like it was a problem for me, but I think it may be more of a problem than I thought, because I totally agree that, I really felt like disconnected more than normally I would, because I was off my phone and I was with everybody, and I felt like, really connected with people. And I mean, obviously these are all my good friends, so it's not like I was getting to know anybody, but catching up with people that I haven't maybe talked to in a while, because it's been so busy and crazy with everything going on with Nittany and work and getting ready for the wedding. So it was a really nice time to just be with everybody and not be distracted by the outside world, because is it really better to watch what somebody else is doing than to engage in what you're currently doing?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And I feel like another nice part of it that we know from the research is helpful is that we were outside a lot, because that one winery, we went to a winery that was inspired by Snow White, and it was so cute. That was like
so
the
cute.
cutest winery I have ever seen. That was adorable.
It was really cute.
And we sat outside like under these like pretty trees, and like that was such a nice time. So we were like outside, and then the next winery, the Maurice, I can't remember the second, but it's Maurice.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, and that winery was so cool because we were like outside like dancing, and like we were having they had like a DJ. That was super fun. Like I feel like we were just like also spending time outdoors, and the weather was beautiful, and that also just like helps you feel nice about your life.
Yeah, because then we were, every single one was outdoors. The last winery was really the only one that we spent a little bit more time inside, just because it's where you went to get the wine, but we were sitting outside too.
Yeah.
They had live music as well. So, and it was beautiful weather. Like we were so lucky, because it's been kind of rainy and stuff all winter in LA, and we don't really know how to deal with that, and it was so sad and cold, and then finally the sun came out and it was so warm, and you could wear a t-shirt and not freeze. And I know for you, coming from the East Coast, it was even better.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was like so happy to be in that nice weather, but I think that does make a big difference. Like everybody's connected, everybody's paying attention to each other, and then also like everybody is like outside in nice weather, like everybody's in a like good mood because you're just feeling like connected with nature. Like I just feel like the whole combination of things was really good.
I agree. I think it was just a really good reminder that taking those weekends is important, because I think both of us, even though we tell people about to disconnect, and you know the different articles we talk about and the posts we write, we both are guilty of sometimes working on weekends and not fully disconnecting for very long. And I think it was a really good reminder to be like, hey, like maybe don't work on Sunday. Maybe you can try to take your Sunday off. So I think it was definitely a needed reminder.
And that's one of the things that's difficult about doing something like this, is that, you know, everybody that starts a business or starts like a side hustle or whatever, like part of what you have to do is have a social media presence, and you have to, you know, and that's really fun. And we like love engaging with all of you, and we love having that kind of relationship with the people that are following the podcast and following the website, and all of that I think is awesome. It's just that everybody, regardless of whether it's your job or whether you're just doing it for fun or whatever, you need to have some kind of boundary around it. And I think that it was really nice to see us like actually just simultaneously being like, you know what, we'll post some things, but like we're actually going to enjoy this weekend and step away from our phones. And I feel like my husband thought I like disappeared or something. He kept texting me being like, where are you? Are you alive? I was like, I'm alive. I'm having a great time. But I've never been more alive. No, but but I feel like it was really nice, like just being able to say, okay, we're both just going to spend time this weekend doing something that we enjoy with friends. And the research shows that too, that when you do active recovery, we've talked about that on the website before as well. Active recovery is where you're doing something that you enjoy, but it's not just like sitting on the couch watching TV. And like, hey, I sit on the couch and watch TV just like anybody else. Like, I'm not saying that people should never do that, but the research actually shows that it's more rejuvenating for you to spend time with other people and actually trying to recoup your energy in ways that are energizing socially. And I think that's part of why it was so fun, because we all did that.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what article it was that we wrote that included that, but definitely a lot of research around when you disconnect, how you disconnect does matter. You know, sometimes you do need to just veg and do nothing, but a lot of times those other things replenish you even more. So that time with your spouse, with your friends, with, you know, your pets, whatever, a workout class where you're with just a bunch of strangers, but you're doing something communally can have a big impact on well-being. So, you know, having a whole weekend where you're just surrounded by lovely people and spending time and doing activities together, it can be really recharging, even if you know, we didn't really sleep as much as we probably would have other weekends, but it was still very rejuvenating in ways.
Yeah, and we still got some decent sleep in. Like, it wasn't like we never slept. We got okay sleep.
You got okay sleep, but definitely stayed up way past my bedtime. but I'm also like 100 years old, so my bedtime's pretty early.
I know my students were like, "You were at a bachelorette party." I'm like, "I'm not 97 years old." Like, I
97-year-olds can have bachelorette parties too if they want.
I know. Well, that's true. But like they were saying it like they were like, "What? Like you were at a bachelorette party?" I'm like, "Okay, all right, that's enough."
Yeah, you're like, I'm not. Yeah, like I'm at an age where people still do that, but okay.
Yeah, no further comments from you. But yeah,
Hush, children.
I feel like the good takeaways from our weekend were basically like, even though we just did it organically, I think that what made the weekend so fun and rejuvenating was that we actually disconnected. We really were not. Nobody was on their phones. Like we were all actually like talking to each other, connecting, having a good time, like being in the moment, reacting to things that were going on around us. Like you're just more together when you're doing things like that. And then also I think that, you know, not only were we more together, we were also like outside enjoying nature at the same time. So like I feel like if you can get outside and really connect with other people who are cool and your friends are really nice and supportive and fun, and so I think it was also just a nice environment from that perspective.
I know. I'm lucky. I have awesome friends. You're one of them.
Whoa. No,
so you
I
get
really
to be included in that.
They were really fun.
Everyone is pretty awesome. But yeah, I agree. I think the big things, like you said, disconnecting fully and connecting with what's happening around you. So not checking work email, not looking at your phone every 5 seconds or whatever, and spending that time, that quality time outside and with other people and actually engaging what's going on. And you'll be surprised that you feel way better than if you were just checking Instagram stories all day.
Yeah. Even if you're not staying in a house that's in Temecula that has like beautiful citrus trees and is across the street from a motocross driver, which actually like is it called a driver or is it called like a motocrosser?
You are not asking the right person. I have no idea. Rider? Is it a rider? I don't know.
Maybe.
Biker? We're just going to stop.
The yard across from us was all decked out with crazy like ramps and all this stuff that was amazing. That like this person obviously comes out and like does tricks on, and he's famous, and I really wanted him to come out and do tricks on it, but he never did. I wanted him to come out and let me do tricks on it. But
I don't think I would have let you because those were like some intense ramps. Like,
that's true.
It wasn't just like a little bunny bump.
That's true. That's true. That was a serious ramp. Yeah. That was. I think you're right about that. That was pretty serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, even if you're not staying under beautiful citrus trees with cornhole in your front yard and a motocrosser playground to look at, if you get outside and you disconnect, I think that you can have the same effect. So like I think we should challenge everyone to go outside this weekend and find some friends that you really enjoy who are like positive and low stress that you can just be yourself around, and get outdoors and none of you look at your phone the entire time. And then maybe people should report back and tell us how it went. That would be kind of fun.
Yes, I totally agree. I was going to say the same thing. You just took it right out of my mouth because we're so connected after that weekend.
Ever since we put down our phones, our minds have melded together.
We are one. But I do agree. I think we should challenge everyone to do that. Take a couple hours, even if it's just a couple hours. You know, if you can do the whole day, great. If not, take a few hours where you really disconnect and you connect with the people that you're around and have some fun times. And don't post about it every 5 seconds on social media. Like let it simmer. You can take some pictures and post it later. That's some of what we did at that time too. We did post some things a little bit later because we don't have to do it that minute. It was fine.
Right. Yeah. Tell us about it after you're done and back and you've already, taken the time to unwind and take it all in.
Yeah. Once you're refreshed, would love to hear from you.
Yeah. Yes. Don't tell us about it until you're refreshed.
Exactly. You have to do it. You have to get refreshed.
Do it.
Do it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I had a blast and I hope everyone enjoyed hearing about it. And plug for Temecula if everyone out there hasn't been, it's actually really awesome. So
It is.
But you don't need Temecula to. Nothing rhymes with Temecula. I was trying to think. Nothing rhymes with that.
Yeah.
To relax.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. That's all good. Yes. I thank you so much to Katina for coming out because you made quite the trek for the weekend, and I really appreciated it.
Loved it.
It was a lot of fun. But yeah, anyone that takes on our challenge, we'd love to hear from you. And I mean, really, we'll hear from all of you and maybe hear why you couldn't take on the challenge so we can help you, maybe guide you to do it eventually. Reach out to us. You can find us on our website, which is workerbeing.com. You can email us at workerbeing@gmail.com, or you can find us on all those social media sites at workerbeing. Thanks for listening.
Thanks. Bye.
The Worker Being podcast is hosted by us, Patricia Grabarek
and Katina Sawyer, and produced by Allie Johnson.